Hi, everybody. How we doing? This is so cool. It means first and foremost, thank you so much for being with me today. I'm so excited for you guys to see this music video. How this is going to work too is so we have like 30 minutes to live on this page together, to talk to each other. I'm going to answer a bunch of questions. I want to talk to you guys about this song. And then I'm going to play Holy Feeling on the piano for you in acoustic performance. And then when we're getting closer to like 12 o'clock, make sure to stay on this link because the video will like automatically start playing right at 12 o'clock and it will premiere here. So if there's any like connection interruption or like things going on, just disregard that, stay on this link and we will see the music video together. But first and foremost, happy Holy Feeling Day. I have been waiting for this truly ever since we wrote the song this past summer. And it means just so much, like I think with every release I've had, just to know that you guys are still here and supporting, you know, what I'm doing and just what I know how to do. I don't know how to live my life without music. And it means so much. Like I've been doing this now for 11 years. Which is absolutely crazy. And so to wake up this morning and to see all of your responses to the song, it means so much to me. And I really hope that this record and like coming into the new year, 2020 was really difficult. So I hope this is kind of a breath of fresh air for you. And I'm excited to, as we're getting into the album, which is actually coming this time. And I'll talk a bit about that today, but just thank you for being here. It means a lot. And so I'm gonna see, man, this is so fun on the comments. Ashley says I'm glowing. Thank you, Ashley. I like to think so. I like and hope that my boyfriend thinks the same too, but we'll see. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Somebody says, Philippines tour, fuck COVID. Absolutely, yes. And that was like probably speaking like directly to last year. So let me talk about it a bit, like honestly. So going into 2020, right? We had a great year with Portraits in 2019. I signed to a new record label. Going into the year, things were like, moving really fast for us. And it was crazy because, I had kind of restarted with Portraits after coming out of college. So there was just like my life had kind of picked up like very quickly again. So going into this year, it was just so exciting. There was everything happening all at once. And I was writing for an album and I was working with Teddy. And then COVID hit, right? And all of our tours got canceled. It was becoming increasingly like difficult and hard to just work on music, to like be in the studio. Because like you can do stuff on Zoom, right? But it's not the same as being like physically in a room with somebody. So the year just kind of turned to shit really quickly, as it did for the rest of the world, right? And so I kind of kept on writing. We were writing for this album, and I met up with Teddy in a place called Sonic Ranch in El Paso. Teddy, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, is Teddy Geiger, who's my producer on this song and a few others. It's an absolute genius. So we meet up in El Paso, Texas at this place called Sonic Ranch Studios, which is like super, super famous. Like every artist has been there before and has worked there, and people that I admired so much. One of the like biggest artists that had most recently worked there was Bon Iver. He did his whole last album there. So it's this magical place. It's like a 400-acre farm. You kind of live there. You go into the studio, you're working. Teddy likes to work really late hours. So we were working until like 5 or 6 in the morning. But there was this one morning in particular where I'd come to Sonic Ranch. As I said, like the entire year was just kind of shit. And I didn't feel like the album was coming together in a good way yet. It felt really disjointed to me. I kind of felt like I had a lot of writer's block. And they're just like, I was sad. Like there wasn't a lot to really be that grateful and happy for. It was just kind of a dark time. And so I got onto the ranch and kind of started walking around. And I want to show you this video real quick, because I went into the room where Justin Vernon recorded a bunch of his vocals. So where Bon Iver like did a bunch of stuff for his last album. And I went in there. Where is she at? Here it is. It was like this super small room. Let me see if you can see this video. So this little tiny room, right? Where he went and he like did all of his vocals there. I love that. Look at that little side shot of me. And so I went in there and I was just kind of thinking back on the year and what I wanted to say and what I wanted to do. At the time, I was just like, things weren't working out. You know, I didn't feel like at the best of my ability and the best of my craft. And so like just kind of suddenly out of nowhere, this idea came about, and it just started just very, very simple chords. But I was thinking too of like, why can't I be present? Why do I not feel any sense of like gratitude in this moment? I had worked so hard for everything that I, have now in music, and I didn't understand why I was feeling the way I was feeling. And so all of these things happened. These words kind of came into my head, and I went into the studio, and this is the very first voice memo right here. So it says Holy Feeling at Sonic Ranch. And this is how the song started. So what do you need? Holy feeling. The top your God can't give you, but baby, I need. So what do you need? Holy feeling. The top your God can't give you, but baby, I need. So that was how it started. And I mentioned that Teddy likes to work really late. So I'm an early riser. So I was up like very early that day. I was in Bon Iver's studio. I was just, hanging out on the ranch. This idea comes into my head. I go into like our studio, our proper studio. Teddy rolls in probably kind of really late. And I'm playing this just with this one note and these very simple chords, like nothing too crazy. And I kept on telling her, I was like, I hear for this line of saying, within. And she was like, what are you saying? And I said, I'm saying willing, like I'm willing to be your holy feeling, to be your love. And we played around, like that's kind of where it all started, was finding the right sound for that kind of vocal. And so I worked then with Christian Therio and then Chad Copeland, who were there with us. And we were just working on that. And then Teddy and I just sat down with a guitar and a piano and wrote the rest of the song. And it probably all happened in like a span of her coming into the room, and it maybe probably happened in an hour and a half at max. But it just really all started with that moment of like being in that space, in that studio where Bon Iver had been. Like, I think that was just such a thing for me where I look up to him so much as an artist, right? And I look up to so many people that I admire, that inspire me. And to be in that space, I think it was like an almost sobering moment for me to say, okay, listen, like the world is bad right now, yes, but be grateful. Like I was almost trying to kind of shake myself by the shoulders, and I was like, why are you so focused on all of these things when it's right in front of you? And that's what the song is really about. And I think that relates to like a lot of different things. And so I hope that relates to you right now in this state of where the world is at and everything. Okay, also, I've been talking a shit ton. So what I want to do, I'm going to look at these chats and ask me some questions, guys. Let me know what you want to talk about. Do we want to talk about the video? Do we want to talk about the chains around my neck? This orchid behind me that I'm trying to grow? Ask me some things here. Oh, somebody says the Holy Feeling shirt. I love it. Can you sell more? So it's a limited edition. It was one of one. But I can assure you, after you guys sold out that merch in 2 hours, that there's going to be a lot more to come. And I would also like to say too, the Holy Feeling merch, all of it was fan designed by 2 fans, Mark and Verna, who are so talented. And you guys sent in so many amazing submissions. It was so hard for us to pick. But kudos to Mark and Verna. They like hit it out of the park, and I was really, really proud of that line. But unfortunately, it was a one of one. But there will be more. Rate your outfits on your new MV from 5 to 10. So one of the coolest things about this video too is you guys know I'm a sucker for Saint Laurent. It's my favorite brand, hands down. And that's all I'm wearing in this video is one look in all Saint Laurent. And it was just, they like put me in those clothes and then they have to take them back, right? Because they're like runway pieces. But anytime I'm in them, I'm just kind of holding on to them and like, ooh, can I steal them away for a second? Let's see. What else we got here? Okay, bougie. Is Overloved coming? Brandon is asking. Is Overlove still coming? What was your favorite part of the video for Holy Feeling? Which lyric from your song is the favorite song from the new album? Okay, so I'll start with Overloved is coming on the album. That's the first thing. What was my favorite part of the video? So let's talk about the video since it's like 15 minutes away. I'm gonna lose my mind. The video, first off, was shot on 16mm film, which I love to do. And Bobby Hannaford directed it, who's done like all of our stuff in the past for portraits and stuff. He's like a dear, dear friend of mine. And we actually shot this video in the same location where we shot Shut Up. Because we were going through different locations. It's really hard to film or to do anything in COVID right now. And so we were looking at different locations. We were kind of struggling to find them. And Bobby said, hey, why don't we go back to the same spot? And it was so surreal to be back there 2 years later because things were just so different in my life. And so I think when we got there, the story of this video is really about, like what I said, it's about being present in your passion. So in the video, you'll see, I want to say there's 8 different characters that are kind of portraying their passion and what they love to do and what kind of inspires them on a daily basis. And I think my favorite part of the video was we intentionally made sure that none of the people in the video are actors. They actually are like, they do their craft of what they portray in the video. So when you see the dancer, like she's not an actress, she's like actually a real dancer. That's her career, that's her life. When you see the tattoo artist, he's a real tattoo artist. The carpenter is a real carpenter that we hired because we wanted people to really kind of show their true passion and for it to be authentic. So I think that was my favorite part of it. And I hope that it will be your guys's too. Okay, this is a good question. Somebody is saying, how can you compare Portraits with the new album? I'm really, as we're putting it together and like I'm on the final stages of it now. Like I'm in track listing mode, which is really cool and exciting. And to me, it feels like Portraits' older brother. It feels like I wrote Portraits when I was 21, and it feels like I wrote this album when I was 23. I think it is just a bit older. I think the subject matter is a bit more mature. I think sonically, like, I really hope you guys like Holy Feeling, because if you don't, you might not like this album. It feels like very kind of, it's a lot of the music and sound that I grew up listening to. It's a lot of electric guitar. There's some folk elements to it, some country elements to it. And it just feels like, to me, it feels like I'm continuing to tell the story that started in Portraits. I think they're a good fit. I hope you guys will think that too, but time will tell. Also, the album's gonna come out spring to early summer. You can keep me on that. And you're gonna get another single here pretty soon too. Ooh. Cold Water is still coming, and it will be on the album, and there is a feature on it. Woo. What is my favorite song that I've ever written? Most recently, I wrote a song called Oh Violet, and it's about my boy. It's about Ben, and it was just really kind of, it felt like a Fleetwood Mac song to me, and it's something that like I can play for my like family, I can play for my mom, I can play for my grandpa, because it's just kind of like a classic song, you know? And having records like that is super special to me. And that's been definitely like my most favorite thing I've written in a long time. And that will be on the album too. Can you do a room tour? My room is upstairs. It's that way. That's the tour. That was it. Holy shit, we have 10 minutes. I also need to keep track of time, or so I've been told. And as a reminder too, I've said this like a million times, but stay on this page. When 12 o'clock hits, stay on this page. If there's any black screen, if there's any like, if something happens, just ignore it. At 12 o'clock, a countdown should like immediately start, and we'll go into the video. Okay, I'm gonna take a few more questions. Who is the feature? If you don't answer, you might want to sleep with one eye open tonight. What are you guys gonna do with me? Come visit me in Oklahoma. Just kidding. Maybe don't do that. But maybe. I don't know. Why have I decided to open this chapter with Holy Feeling? It's a really good question. I have a few answers. The first answer is, when I wrote this song at Sonic Ranch, I told you guys it was like a time where I felt that the music wasn't really together. And I didn't feel together. I felt very disjointed and kind of all over the place. And I felt like a really shit artist at the time. And this song was like my saving grace of where it not only put me in a better space, but it really like served as the cornerstone of the album now and of the sound that I wanted to go for. And it was a reminder too that like you can't rush these things, right? And I think that was my biggest lesson from last year, is that, you know, I came back to music from college very reluctantly. I only came back because I really believed in Portraits, but I was scared. I was nervous. I didn't want to be beaten down by the industry again. And so I think last year, like I was moving so fast, like constantly. And I think I was feeling so down on myself because I was saying, okay, it should be happening. Like everything should be fitting into place. And when it wasn't, I was like beating myself up for it. And then you start to realize that it's not always on you, that it's a patience thing. And that's what this song was. So to lead with it and to have it be the first one, it just felt like a good time. Okay, I'm gonna do one more question. And then I'm gonna play. Do I know the title of the album yet? And on that note, I'm gonna have a quick sip of tea. Okay, so I'm gonna move you guys real quick. so much again for being with me today. We have like 7 minutes left until the video comes out. Stay on this page. I'm so thankful to each and every one of you and for continuing to support everything that I do and continuing to support this song. I'm excited to see how it evolves in your life and how it hopefully brings a breath of fresh air to you. And I hope you enjoyed the video. There are so many people to thank. Teddy Geiger, first and foremost, Chad Copeland, Christian, everyone who made this song possible, to the team at Sony and Arista. And most of all, to you guys, thank you so much. This is Holy Feeling. Your body is here, but your eyes are wandering on. In the cracks of your ceiling, I'm wondering where you are. Well, I'm getting lost in the soft light under your skin. I'm waiting for you to give up and let me in. So what do you need? Holy feeling, the type your God can't give you, and it brings you to your knees. So give in to me, yeah, holy feeling, the type your God can't give you, but baby, I would be willing, ooh, I would be. You can wait another year, another 5, another 10, another 9. You can stay in your books and the old songs up in your mind. But I'll never settle till my lungs cave into my heart. No, the timing's never right, but don't hesitate to fall in my arms. So what do you need? Holy feeling, the type your God can't give you, and it brings you to your knees. So give in to me, yeah, holy feeling, the type your God can't give you, but baby, I will be Everything makes me feel as if I've had enough. You're the only thing that stands between the waves we could become. You're the only thing. You're the only thing. Oh, I'm within. So what do you need? And what do you need? Holy feeling, the top your God can't give you, and it brings you to your knees. Oh, give it to me. Holy feeling, the top your God can't give you, but baby, I would be. I would be, I would be I You only feel. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. The music video will be coming in 2 minutes. Stay on this page. Keep on streaming it. Let me know what you think of the song. Big love to you all. This album is coming. See you soon. Cheers from Oklahoma.